Thanks and welcome to the 6:15 News with me, Kejang Henry at Timbe. Let's have our top stories. Suspects linked with the assassination of journalist Martinez Zogo are back to the military tribunal. They are before the investigative magistrate. Anxiety grips Cameroonians as they are waiting to know whether or not the military judge will issue a detention warrant. And LECAM's board chair calls for political parties and candidates of the senatorial elections to adopt responsible attitude that reflects democracy as campaigns kick off on Saturday, February 25th. And family and friends, as well as fans, bid adieu to Makosa Mogul from the mortuary of the Lakentini Hospital today. He was one of the greatest singers of all times. Top stories. Henry Timber, of course. It's Thursday afternoon, February 22, 2023 is the second time suspects linked with the assassination of Yaoundé to the military court under a convoy of a mixed Shadam police investigators. This is coming 10 days after the first hearing, which the judge advocate estimated that information collected was not sufficient enough for them to appear before the investigative magistrate or judge in the perspective of either to sign a detention warrant or not, or whether the suspects should be set free. Now, a mini bus, as we get from our reporters in Yaoundé, that transported the suspects entered the courtyard of the military court, crowded by close relatives and anxious reporters. It should be noted that this marks exactly 1 month when the gruesome discovery of the lifeless body of Martinez Zogo, some 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers away from Yaoundé, the Yaoundé University 2 SWA campus. At the time of this information, our reporter Beatrice Igamu says the military court is still discussing on the issue that relates to Martinez Zogo. And on the sidelines to that, the government spokesperson, Rene Emmanuel Sadi, has warned some media outlets in quest of celebrity through sensational reporting that they have used the assassination of Martinez Zogo, station manager of Amplitude FM in Yaoundé, to transform the situation, to transform the state into a tribunal. And of course, he has cited a case of Reporters Without Borders and many social media influencers, but above all, French Del Le Monde, that has produced erroneous reporting and editorials linked with the assassination of Martinez Zogo. And of course, we will be coming back on that in a subsequent edition. The board chair of Elections Cameroon, Eno Abrahams Egbe, has urged candidates for the senatorial elections as well as political parties to make sure they carry out responsible attitude or adopt responsible attitude as that will reflect democracy, as campaigns will kickstart for the senatorial election on Saturday, February 25. Details with Hyacinthia.
It is the fourth session as of right of the Electoral Board in view of the March 12, 2023 senatorial elections, chaired this February 23rd by the LECAM Board Chair Eno Abrahams Egbe, who reassures the Electoral College and Cameroonians at large that the entire process is in a good footing.
Be assured that all voters' cards for senatorial electors have already been produced and are now available at the competent branches of the Elections Cameroon Elecam. Likewise, as of this day, ballot papers and election campaign documents have been produced and ready for deployment. As of today, we can give assurance that everything is set to carry on with the next phase, the nearest of which being the election campaign.
Elections Cameroon announces that the list of electors has been updated and published with about 11,900 municipal and regional councillors as voters. And according to Article 81, Sub 1 of the Electoral Code, the campaign ahead of the polls will kick-start this Saturday, February 25th, 15 days to the elections, and end on the eve of the D-Day. Elections Cameroon urges the candidates and political parties to campaign responsibly in respect of democratic norms.
Thanks very much, Hyson. Meantime, distribution of voters' cards has effectively started in the Mfundi division of the Central Region. Out of the 299 cards produced corresponding to the number of regional and municipal councillors who will be voting during the elections, senators come March 12, 2023. Some 100 have collected their cards already. In fact, Elecam's divisional branch head made Canal International to understand that they have decided to reach out to the different Elecam branches closer to this group to facilitate the collection of the cards. Campaigns ahead of the elections will, of course, begin on Saturday. Meantime, elsewhere, the disgruntled members of the Social Democratic Front and some renegade party members or party scribes have said that they are going to boycott the upcoming NEC meeting. But then Demorin is questioning whether this boycott will have a place, as most of them are not even members of the National Executive Committee report.
The internal crisis that is shaking the SDF has taken a new twist in recent weeks. After some top party officials grouped under G27 Plus movement decided to take the chairman to court, they are now announcing a boycott of the National Executive Committee NEC meeting scheduled for this weekend in Yaoundé. What can be the repercussions of this move on the life of the party? Political analysts describe the boycott as the biggest blow to the political party.
An instance like NEC, an instance where all those who believe that they have grievances against the party can come and lay their grievances and lay this debate. And I would like to believe that thanks to this debate, something different can be achieved. Maybe they can succeed at least to talk, to come out with one voice.
The reconstruction advocated by the chairman and presented as the base of the NEC this weekend risk being struck by illegality at the time of the application of the resolutions.
There is bound to be differences of opinion. The problem is to find a mechanism to iron out and to bring harmony within the fold. And the SDF had many of these crises. But this one is so telling because we're talking of about 25 big weeks of the party.
The quest for new breath promises to be difficult for the main opposition party. To avoid a split, John Frundi must throw himself entirely into battle, political analysts emphasized.
They are really at the crossroads because now is transition time. The emblematic and iconic chairman is going to pass on the relay baton to a new generation of leaders. So the way this transition is handled, the way it is managed, is going to either make or mar the party.
The G27 Plus continue to maintain pressure and does not intend to let go anytime soon.
Thanks, Demorin. And the residents of Afana, it said the locality in the Yaoundé 3 division or district. And of course, very soon they will be bidding farewell to dust as a 7-kilometer stretch of road will be passing through their locality, connecting Yaoundé to the Mefu and Akono division. We have the details of that with our Yaoundé chief correspondent, Beatrice Ngamu.
At last, the engines are on the Afanayo road after 1 year of uneasy wait. The joy immense indeed on the part of the residents. Everyone their own strategy to cope with the situation. I leave the house with at least 3 clothes. From Afana to Barriere. There, I change into another to go to town. We inhale dust that make us sick and infection. We are in the Yaoundé 3 district on the road linking the capital city Yaoundé to Bikok in the Mefu and Akona division. 7 kilometers of anguish. From Barriere to Afana, we are asked to pay 500, at night 800. If it rains, it's 1,000. Work on the tarring of this stretch of road has begun by the civil engineering team.
To do it in 3 phases. The first one will be to backfill it with laterite. The second phase will be to construct the drainage system. And the third phase will be to do the asphalt. We have started with the first phase. The first one was supposed to be completed end of April, but we'll complete it in end of February.
The 12-month project is sponsored by the Yaoundé City Council, whose boss, Luc Messi Atangana, came to witness the effective kickoff. The dream of enjoying a tarred road, the image the residents have started visualizing already, with open arms to welcome the road and partner that is development.
Thanks, Beatrice Ngamo reporting there. Of course, members of the Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Craft in Douala have been discussing with traders of the Buna market. And of course, on the 2023 finance law, they used this opportunity to present some of the problems they are facing within the markets. Ambo Gladys Tiba.
The Buna market in Douala 4 is the oldest of markets in the subdivision. The almost 50-year-old market is today a shadow of itself. The shops are dilapidating and many traders are abandoning the markets. We have about 400 registered traders in this market, but you can count just a handful of them now. Many of them exist virtually. It's unbelievable. Please, we need this market revived, even by 1%. We have space that we can construct a slaughterhouse. We can sell chicken, and why not pork? The market was inaugurated in 1976 by the head of state. He was prime minister then. The market is almost inexistent. How can such a historic market lose steam? The traders of the Bonasama market were this February 23rd, 2023, edified on the 2023 finance law by some finance experts and those of the Cameroon Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Crafts.
Every year, the governor of Cameroon votes the new financial law. To do this application, we have to promote that financial by sensibilizing all the customers, all the traders to appropriate all the new rate, the new mention.
The traders expressed satisfaction with the initiative and used the occasion to urge officials of the Chamber of Commerce to revive the market in order to reflect the purpose for which it was created. According to trade unionists, reviving the market will attract more traders, transform the face of the market, and consequently, traders will easily pay their taxes.
Thanks, Ambo Gladys Tibang. And of course, on our third page, family, members, friends, and fans, as well as colleagues in music, are bidding adieu to Makusa mogul Ekambi Briand as the mortal remains were removed this morning from the Lakentini Hospital mortuary. The man known as Mota Munya, or an important personality, leaves this world. Friends were there at the mortuary and fans, as Morinti reports.
It is sad, painful, but symbolic moments as a cascade of one whose musical genre knows no boundaries. The impact it created across different generations could be felt during the removal of his mortal remains from the morgue of the Lakentini Hospital. With heavy hearts and with tears of some Cameroonians wish to see they have lost a planetary star. But the great works of Ekambi Brian has pushed millions to blend sorrow and joy. Screens running one of the late artist's songs which looped through the portable transmitter and a speaker. Artists hold souvenir of a great artist who molded and shaped the destiny of many other Cameroonian artists.
When you started music, it was Congo music. But when Cameroon came with a balloting, they came to change many things with also Talang de Marie.
Ekambi Brian was like the father of Cameroon music, father in all the senses, a good composer, but somebody who was ready to hold the young's hands and move forward with them.
Artists described the man Ekambi Brian as the greatest monument. His music was replaced even by Europeans. Many say he brought taste, fashion and style in the way he sang the Makossa musical genre.
He was somebody who represented a lot for us, who advised the young, who calmed us down when there were quarrels. And you know, he was a happy man.
After Ekambi Brian, we are going to relive this challenge because Ekambi Brian was there, but now the youngers have to know, to say that where we need to go, where we have to go normally to improve our music best more than after.
Big vacuum that will, I don't know if it will be filled, because it's a monument of Cameroon music that has gone. One of the creators, one of the epitomes of Cameroon music that we have lost.
A great musical concert at the Beseke ground will mark his transition from earth as artists who perform to his honor. Traditional rites will be performed by chiefs of different cantons before his remains would be ferried by waters Friday morning to his ancestral land, which is the Bombari. The great artist Ekambi Brian is gone, but his music still lives on.
And may the soul of Mota Munya, the important personality, lives with the Lord. Bringing us to the end of the 6:50 news. I've been Kejang Henry Atembe thanking you. And of course, coming up will be Lee Piju with her guest. And the focus, of course, is going to be on the legacy of Ekambi Brian. From all of us, it's goodbye from me.